Hi everybody. As you can see, we're not in the plot, not tonight anyway. I've had a little bit of a break, bit of bad news. Instead of breaking land or breaking records on the allotment 7 weeks ago, I managed to break my leg. 2 places, plus my ankle and a few ribs to throw in for good measure. Well, as I say, you've got to watch what you're doing in the gardens. It can be pretty dangerous, especially some of the antics I've been up for the last couple of weeks. But I'm making a good recovery, slowly but surely, and that's why, as I say, there's been a big absence on the plot and on the internet, and of course on my YouTube channel. I want to make this recording tonight because I've had quite a few new people subscribing to the channel, which I'm well pleased. Welcome to you all, and I'm hoping within the next few weeks to get started again. As I say, the last 7 weeks it's been a total disaster. For what I had planned for the back end of this year, some of the big jobs, especially the rhubarb bed, that was a must, but unfortunately things are where they are. I'm not going to get up there to get that done, so that's going to be put on the back burner till next year. Maybe just January and February, we'll see how we'll go, see if I get a bit better and I get this cast off. I've had a cast on for 7 weeks and I've got another 2 months to go yet, so we'll see. Anyway, as I say, I've had a lot of new people on YouTube subscribing, so what I'd like to say to you tonight is, as I say, welcome to the channel. We're glad you're interested in our channel, mine and Roger's, on the plot. And we'll hope to get you updated within the next couple of weeks at what we're planning for next year. But what I'd like to say to you is, if you want, you can go onto our YouTube, onto our Facebook channel, which is Jeff Foreman, on the plot, and on there we do a weekly or sometimes a nightly update. I've got a lot of people that we talk to on plots and different allotments. So if you want to go on that channel, by all means, send us a request, and I'll get you invited onto the site, which will then keep you updated on everything what's happening. I did get my son to make a small announcement on the Facebook channel when I did have my accident, and let a lot of the people know that I talk to regular on a daily and weekly basis what had happened. And so, welcome to the plot anyway, and let's get started. Right, as I say, I've had loads of time on my hands. There's only so much television you can watch. There's only so many big books you can read. But I've been busy, now's the time. I've been busying myself with my catalogues. That's one of my favourites, Marshalls. That's where I get a lot of my stuff from. And of course my old favourite is D.T. Brown. I get a lot of seeds from them, and I've used them for years, but they're really great. I am going to enter the shows again next year, so I've been looking through some nice catalogues, some chrysanthemums. I've got them ordered, I've got my seed ordered, so well on my way there. I've got some leek seed. Now they should have been in about a fortnight to 3 weeks ago, or even sooner, but I will persevere with them. And of course I've got the Celts here, that's my large Shonian. I will be doing them tomorrow. So tonight it's all about getting started. I just want to make a couple of little announcements. Paul Rochester, I've got some great leeks from him. They're now down in the greenhouse, so I'm hoping tomorrow to get down and get them sorted out. The wife's been down doing a bit of watering for us, so no doubt I'll have to check on that and make sure everything's okay. I sent away for a lot of show stuff, which I'm over the moon with. Marcus Powell, the big show carrots, I'm over the moon with them. And the Hawkesbury Wonder, of course the beans. I've got the long carrots, long parsnips, which will go in, and of course I sent away to H. Horton over in County Durham, which are the Billy Lamb quality onion seed, which are the giant, some of the world beaters. So I've got a pack of them seed now. Them are going to go in tomorrow, and I've also got some Cornish giant cabbage. I've never grew giant cabbage before, but no doubt once I get on the greenhouse tomorrow, I'll show you how I'll start with mine. I'm going to do these in 3 sowings. Now a lot of people will be saying, well, when December now, it's a bit early to sow seed. Yes, it is. It all depends on on what you have. If you have heating, lighting, you need most of that. Not so much the heating, but the lighting. I've got lights downstairs in my greenhouse, but they'll not be going on for another fortnight yet. My idea being the onions will get sown tomorrow. If the wife allows us, I'm in her domain at the moment. She's kindly lent us the use of our dining room for a couple of weeks. I've been doing loads of potting off up here, trying to get as much done and then transferring to the greenhouse with the help of friends and family. So the onion seed can go in tomorrow. Multi-purpose compost, which I always use, and a good sharp sand mixture. I have got a bit of perlite in with this one. So the good sharp sand, and what I'll do is a lot of these I'll sow them individually. As I say, I've got two sets of onions. I've got the Billy Lamb strain and I've got my own Ailsa Craig strain. Now if you go back in some of my videos on the shows, you'll see that a couple of the large onions that I did get from a friend, and these are exactly the same seed. So they'll be going in tomorrow. But what I'm going to do is a lot of the giant onions, the growers, a lot of the big growers, what they do is they broadcast their seed in small trays, and then they prick them off at the crook stage, which is just as the first leaf is folding over or folding out from your main stem. Now I've never done that. All the years I've grown onions, I've always single sown them in seed trays or cell trays, multi-purpose, and I've singly sowed them and just let them grow until they get a really good size, a good root ball before potting them off. So what I'm going to do tomorrow, as everybody does, I'm going to do a trial. I'm going to sow some seed in just a small 3-inch pot, multi-sow them with each variety, and then I'm going to, as the champions grow, I'm going to prick them off at the crook stage, and I'm going to see what difference from the crook stage to the multi-sown or the single sown there'll be. I don't think there'll be that much difference. I don't like disturbing my roots too early. I like to get a good head on and a good set of root before I attempt to. Same with my leeks, and it's the same with my onions. I've always grown them that way, and I've always gotten quite a good quality onion. But as I say, I'm entering the shows again next year, so I want to try and get as big as I can. I've been watching some of the sites online, and some of the lads growing up at the Newcastle and Durham, and the leeks and onions are absolutely fantastic this time of the year. They're growing really well. So unfortunately, with my little bit of accident, it's knocked us back a little bit, but I'm hoping to go and make up a little bit of time. So that's my idea, is to get so many leeks, so many onions sown in these pots, or the square ones, with the multi-purpose, and the rest will be sown into them, which will be singly sown into these. I'll leave them on the table for a fortnight. It's not too hot in here. I know the heating's on, but I only set my heating at 15 in the house, so I'm going to have a little window open here for some fresh air. I don't want it to have it too hot. My greenhouse downstairs is only set at between 45 and 50, which is ample for us. I never have any heating on any higher than that. I just let them have them taken over. So my idea being, if I get them self-sown here tomorrow and leave them on the table, by a fortnight's time, they should be through. They should have broke the surface and they should be out. By then, it's now the 6th, 7th of December. So if we give them another fortnight, that's going to fit perfect with me, because it's going to take up to the solstice. And of course, you should all know the solstice on about the 20th of December. It's the shortest day in the year. Longest night, shortest day. After that, we're going to start regaining our light back. So what I'll do is, if they're through here, I'll take them downstairs in the greenhouse, and then I've got a light downstairs in the greenhouse. I'll switch that on with my small amount of heating that I have on, and then they'll have constant light for 12 hours a day. The leeks will have to come out of the greenhouse, and they'll go up the allotment. They'll get full light up the allotment, but I don't want them giving any extra light while they're down here. They're growing away just nicely at the moment, so I'll shift most of the leeks out of the lower greenhouse up to the allotment. Once again, I'll be begging for lifts from friends of cars and whatnot. As I say, I can't do any lifting at the moment, or my barrow's totally defunct, so I'm going to be relying on family and friends for the next few weeks to the shutters around. As I say, I'll get once the onions break through, I'll get them put downstairs, and then I'll switch the lights on in the greenhouse, and they'll get 12 hours light every day, and that'll be right up till March until we start getting at least 10 to 12 hours good daylight. As I say to most people, if you're going to sow this time of year, just make sure you've got plenty of light. Lift your benches up in the greenhouse up to the ceilings, or as near as your glass you can, and they get that full light. But this time of year, December and January, your lowest come for light, and your plants really will suffer. So hopefully next week I've got another visit to the hospital, to the RVI in Newcastle, and I'm hoping by then to get a full weight plaster, full weight bearing plaster, so at least I can stand on it, and then being able to do that, I should be able to get a lift up with one of the friends or one of the family up to the allotment, take us up in the car, drop us off there. I can see exactly what's going on. I haven't seen the allotment for 7 weeks. Thank God for Roger. He's been a proper little Trojan, up and down there every day. He's been watering. He's done all the strawberries, cleaned all the strawberries up, which was our next big job for December. We like to do our strawberries in 3 good solid lumps. He's done the majority of the baskets, and now they're hung in our bottom tunnel. They already hung. We'll be hanging another load at the back end of this month. We'll be bringing pots in January, and we'll bring the remainder of them at the end of January. So we're spreading the roots, we're spreading the pots out and the baskets in about 6 to 8 weeks. In that way, we'll extend the growing season, our growing season, right through from the beginning of May right through to the end of April and into May. It's a really long season. Rather than just have a few fruiting, we've got them growing right through. There's a couple of lads been asking. Steve Ibert was one of them, and I tried to explain as much as I can on Facebook how we grow our strawberries. It's a 3-year growing system. But next week when I'm up the allotment, I will go through that system again. I'll show you exactly how we do it, and I'll be able to get around. I've got a lot of sowing done just before I had my accident. My sweet peas. Dean Hood from Blythe. Welcome Dean again. He showed us his sweet peas the other night on Facebook. Fantastic. That's the way you show them grown. But get them up to the light. Keep them cool as you can. Plenty of light, and they'll just stick over nice and slowly. And as I explained to Dean, I like to knit mine out around about early January. Get them up to the second, maybe use the second, third leaf, and then pinch them out. And that way they'll start bushing out really strong. And these are the autumn sown sweet peas. As I say, I like doing my own in the autumn sown because you get a really good strong root ball, massive plant, full of root, for planting out in the end of March, beginning of April, depending on what part of the country you're in. But that's anyway. The other thing I managed to get done was before I had my accident, was to get me dahlias. They're all boxed up, housed up, and they're on the benches underneath the greenhouse. So I'm well pleased with that. I managed to get the chrysanthemums all cleaned down. I will be bringing some of them down next week, because what I want to do is I want to put 4 sets of the chrysanthemums that are stripped down. They're in pots now, nice fresh compost. Make sure that's sprayed, and what I want to do is to introduce them to a little bit of heat. So I'll get them down, I'll get 4 of them down the end curves, which I'm going to use for the shows for next year. The Liverpool Festival, that's one of them. The Billy Bell, the big white ink curve, I'm going to bring that one down. I might try and get a few nice cuttings off that. And we'll get them down in the heat, under the lights, and hopefully we'll get some nice fresh cuttings for January. So that way we can start taking some very early cuttings in January, and hope for a nice big strong plant to plant out in March and April, ready for this budding. But I'll take you right through that. I'll take you right through the chrysanthemum growing as the month progresses. So tomorrow, as I say, I'll get into the greenhouse. I'll get a bit of help to get taken downstairs. We'll get into the greenhouse and we'll get started sowing these onions. I'll show you how I like to sow mine, and what water to use, and the composts. And of course your watering, once again, your watering is everything. I've got a water can downstairs in the greenhouse now. It's just been topped up, some nice fresh water out the tap. I never use the barrels in the winter. not out the greenhouses, because those, as I say, they've got algae, pathogens, they're full of beasties that's been lying and breeding over the summer months. And ideally, when I've got a time, what I like to do is to empty my barrels out completely in the winter, because I'm good washing out a little bit of jazz fluid and then top them with some fresh water. But for watering these plants or these seedlings, you'll definitely get fresh water out the top, but that'll be taken downstairs and it'll be allowed the temperature to rise up to what the temperature is in the greenhouse. Never put ice cold water on them, and I never put dirty water out the tanks on them. One other thing, when I do sow them, I never water from above. That's why I always use these trays. Nice solid plastic trays, good multi-purpose compost, good sharp sand, and that way I can pop the trays in there and I can water from below. And of course, what the sand does in the mixture, it allows it to act like a sponge. It'll take all the water, all the nutrients you want from down below. I never put any water on the top of them. The only time they'll get any water on the top is when I spray them, and that'll be very rarely. I might start off with a chamomile spray tomorrow. As you know, I like to use chamomile tea a lot, and that gives a little bit of protection to the plants. I have been looking at some other methods, back off and shield, which are non-chemical, and I will be in contact with a few of the lads for some of that spray. So that's a few choices I've got for the coming weeks. But as I say, it's tomorrow. It's all go. Well, leeks are in. I've just finished off potting off the last of my blanch leeks. They're looking a little bit slow at the moment, but I'm quite happy with them. It's the first year I've grew blanch leeks for the show, so I'm not going to panic over them. They just went into their cups. I'm quite happy to have them sitting there. And what I have used is a charge. It's the first year I've grew it, it's the first year I've used it, and it's a root grower. It's a mycorrhizal fungi, and it's supposed to help a great deal with the roots. So I've tried that. As I say, I know I'm an old hand, I've been growing for years, but I do like to try different things every year. And as I said, all you young ones that's coming on, don't be afraid to try anything. It's the same way with catalogs. You might get entrenched in growing one thing, same thing year after year. Don't be afraid to try anything. There's absolutely a lot of people look at the books and they start getting frightened at the amount of vegetables, flowers, and seeds that's in there, and they start to panic. Grow what you like, and if you like it, if you find a vegetable that you're happy with, by all means, grow it the next year. A lot of people are in allotments, there's any amount of different sizes, different tastes, and whatever your taste is, I'm sure you'll find it in one of the catalogues. Whether it be tomatoes, cabbages, there's always 3 or 4 different varieties you can try out. Never be afraid to try anything, and never be afraid to try any different methods. And that's one thing I always say to everybody, because not everything is wrote in stone. I've tried different methods every year. There's always different people coming up with different methods. By all means, give it a try, and if it's to your liking, and if you've got the equipment at home, whether it's home or the allotment, then by all means, give it a go. That's what gardening's all about. It's a journey. It's a train journey, and it never ends. And that's the beauty of it. The journey never ends until the day you stop gardening. You're learning something every day, and that's what excites me. So, I hope I've explained why I've been missing for the last few weeks. But after tomorrow, I'm going to put all that right. Get myself down the greenhouse, and we'll get myself started with the big Ailsa Craig onions, and of course the Billy Lamb monster onions. So we'll get them sown tomorrow. I'll show you around the greenhouse. You know my setup. I've got my heat bench down there, and I've got my solar light, my heat lamps. So I'll give you a little bit of tour around the greenhouse outside tomorrow, and then next week what we'll do, if I get up, all going well, I get my plaster on, we'll get up the allotment, and I'll give you a showing around. If I'm hoping everything's going to be okay, but with Roger looking after it, I'm sure it'll be perfect. I'll give you a good look around, and then we'll show you where we'll go from there. Don't be in too much of a hurry to start reaching for the seed packets just yet. as I say, the cabbages, the Cornish giants, I'm going to be sowing off for the show. But what I'm going to do with them, I'm going to sow in 2 or 3 batches. I'll maybe sow a dozen tomorrow. In a fortnight's time, I'll sow another dozen. In a fortnight later, into January, I'll do another dozen. That way, I'm going to be sure of getting some good plants for planting out and bringing on later on. One thing I will say is, being a Cornish giant, they will not be grown in heat. They'll be grown cold. They'll just be in a cool, frost-free greenhouse. They'll get started off down home, as I say, which is frost-free. And once they break surface and I pot them on, or what I might do is I might just sow them singly into multi-cell trays again. And once they break surface, up the allotment, that's where they'll go. Cool greenhouse, frost-free, and they'll just sit up on the shelves in the light, and hopefully we'll get some nice cabbages for the show. But this is what tonight's all about. It's just showing you where I am, what we're up to, and hopefully tomorrow we'll get some nice weather. It's been beautiful here in the northeast, but it's been really lovely. Sunshine all day, non-stop. I feel really sorry for some of you on the west coast. You've had snow. Down south on the east coast, of course, I've had a bit of snow Durham way. But up here in the northeast, it's been absolutely beautiful. It's been cold, but it's been absolutely beautiful. So I'm hoping tomorrow's going to be the same, and it allows me to get into the greenhouse and get started sowing these onions. So from now until tomorrow, I'll see you later. Okay, bye for now.